To another exciting episode tonight of Tal'dorei, Fields of Wonder, episode 17. Cannot believe that we are getting so high up there. Now, you will notice that we are missing somebody tonight. Rain is taking care of business and is unable to join us for the evening. But that said, we have four other people on the stream, myself included in that four. But let's get to know the other three folks here. Who are you? Who are you playing tonight, Alex?
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, or Ziva RPG, and I'll be playing Hosen Sunhelm, the Rune Knight Fighter Rogue multiclass. Happy to be here.
Spectacular. Smitty.
Hey folks, I'm Smitty, he, him. I'll be playing second Kenku Life Cleric, they, them.
And Jacob. You are muted on stream, says Crystal.
I am. Cool. Sonobun, me, hi.
All right. And I will be your guide for the evening, the storyteller, the dungeon master. And before we get into things, as always, we want to do a quick thank you to our artists. You've got Happy Cap that did our overlays, which are amazing. On those overlays, you can see the character art for these spectacular characters done by Lynn, aka Gremlin Art. And in a little bit, you're going to see the intro to this, which was put together by none other than Maddie from So Maddie Games. You should go and commission all of them because they not only do great work, but they are fantastic to work with. We also have our Discord open, so please hop in there. Nightbot just helpfully provided that a little bit ago inside of chat. And one thing that I do want to make sure that I mention is that the talent on this stream is just unbelievable. And so there is a Ko-fi link on the overlay here. So please feel free to go and tip this absolutely amazing cast. Jacob, would you like to talk a little bit about anything going on in your world?
Absolutely. So if you've been living under a rock, you may not know that Arcanold University premiered right here at the amphitheater just shy of 2 weeks ago. Episode 2 is coming up this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as we pick up from orientation, if you will. And I think we've got a few party name things kicking around. Somehow we all like lemonade a lot, and food and snacks. D&D, what can you do? So don't forget to come back and check that out. Oh, and of course, just like all our other episodes, episode 1 is on our YouTube channel.
Excellent. And I think we're ready. So let's go ahead and have ourselves a grand old adventure. Right. Welcome back, everybody. So start out with a little bit of a recap here. In the last episode, the party started with a three-way split, with Second waking up from a long rest in a windmill outside of town. Cinnabon engaged in a little bit of light pyrotechnics at the wall outside the mansion, and Big Mama and Hosen inside of Hosen's father's study, grabbing pretty much anything he could find that would prove meaningful. Realizing what was likely happening, Second made a beeline towards the mansion and, seeing Cinnabon's situation, encouraged Cinnabon to come with them through the wall in a masterfully deployed stone-shaped spell, allowing them to get through the wall while causing a little bit of a traffic jam for the guards that were following. When they came upstairs, they somewhat surprised Big Mama and Hosen and got a spike growth cast at them. But then they realized, they relayed that it was definitely time to go. So after grabbing a whole host of stuff, including the journal, the family ledger, some of the receipts between Hosen's father and a mysterious person named Elliot Morrow, Lupin, the Stuffy, the amulet and the ring found in the safe, they torched the study, which started a massive fire. And then everybody ran downstairs into the secret passageway Hosen used when he was younger, but not before Second bought them some much needed additional critical seconds by throwing the pursuing guards off of their trail. On the other side of the tunnel, they snuck through the ensuing chaos to make it back to the Laughing Lord for some relative peace, but not before some uncalm words were spoken. Excitement for Second's return was shared, and the team geared up for what was likely going to be a tense breakfast. So before we get into that, I kind of assumed that you were going to take a long rest. I do know, Cinnabon, you had slipped the note underneath the door, and I think you went back to hang out with your family. Hosen and Big Mama were kind of left jaws agape at kind of what had been transpiring. Second, you were downstairs talking with Fifi, and that's more or less where we ended. So what would you all like to do from this part?
Yeah, I think Hosen spends a little bit of time like going through like the journal that he found, but then probably goes to bed soon after to get that long rest in.
I think Cinnabon will. Can y'all hear me? Okay, or is my
Yeah.
low? Okay. Would just make a quick point to check in with everyone, and sort of just apologize for the unexpected escalation. And like, there's definitely like a sense that he's certainly upset. But yeah, we don't have to like go back and forth or anything like that if we don't want to. But that's the gist of it.
Right. And Second, what are you up to?
How close are we to the gate that I entered from?
It's a bit of a hike. You are in the center of the city, but on the opposite side of where the gate is. So you need to go basically to the other side of the circular wall surrounding the mansion, and then go across pretty much the whole city.
Second will you continue just straightening downstairs, maybe trying to get through some of the grime that hasn't really been cleaned in years, and wait till it sounds like everyone upstairs has gone to bed. Then he'll go into the kitchen, climb under one of the tables in the kitchen, and go to sleep.
Okay. All right. In that sense, let's take that long rest.
Perfect.
Woohoo! Spells.
Abilities. Perfect.
I assume from what like nobody said this, but I assume that nobody is keeping watch.
No.
All right. Fair
Big Mama
enough.
Mocha is. No, I'm just kidding.
Big Mama Mocha stays up all night. And
all
then-
night, literally all night. Exhaustion, it's fine.
Yeah, has to sleep throughout the day, but it's all right. Yeah, I think Hosen is just like thinking like everyone's in separate rooms, just goes to sleep.
Okay. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. Second, since you're on the ground floor, as you are asleep, let's put this to chance. Would you mind doing a perception check with disadvantage since you are asleep?
That is that should be not what that was. That should be an 11.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Nothing happens. You all sleep through the night without issue.
Cool.
Who do you think will wake up first?
Cinnabon.
All right. All right. You are up. It is still a little bit early in the morning, probably 7 o'clock, and it is starting to become bright outside. You have a window in your room, and that, let's just say that's what helped wake you up is kind of the cresting sunlight coming into your room. What would you like to do?
Is everyone in my room still asleep?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been a long couple days.
Yeah. I think he will try to not wake anyone and head downstairs.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's dirty 20.
All right. Yeah, no issues. You're able to sneak out. The door does not creak as you open this thing. And do you close the door behind you as you leave?
I do.
All right,
Quietly.
perfect. Yep. You are into the hallway and you are headed downstairs.
Do I smell any signs of breakfast on the way down?
No, you don't.
Okay. He'll head down to the bar area and have a seat.
At the bar?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
unless breakfast is served elsewhere.
Perfect. Waiting for breakfast. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there like a self-serve like water or coffee or anything like that, or is it all?
There is nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the meantime, he is in one hand he is druid crafting these cherry blossoms, and in another hand he is producing and kind of playing with an ember and having it sort of travel around his fingers.
Very cool. All right. Let's say second, you wake up next. You are, underneath, I don't know, like maybe there's like an island in the middle of the kitchen that you've kind of found space underneath. What would you like to do?
I think I'll get up, take out my prayer rug, maybe spend a little bit of time saying a few prayers to Everlight
Okay,
before everyone gets up.
perfect. As you are kind of preparing your prayer rug and laying it down on the kitchen floor there, you notice that on top of the island, there is what appears to be a sheet of paper with a pencil laid on top of it. And there's some writing on there.
Give me 3 out of every 4 words.
Okay. This letter says, I enjoyed conversation last night. You all are, and unfortunately, too hot. I'm taking that Hosen gave me, finding a place outside to this is really hard.
Imagine what it's like to read it.
I love this. I love this so much.
That's amazing.
To wait while cools off. Best of luck. And then I know this is the 4th word, but Fifi.
They'll get that from context. Second scratches their head and then begins looking around the kitchen to make sure none of the fires are too hot. And we'll tamp down anything that looks like it's creating too much heat.
Perfect. Would you mind making a perception check, please?
21.
Oh yeah. So as you are looking around inside this kitchen, you do notice that that maybe you use your hands to hover over some of the cooking stove area, and it's very cold, as though this hasn't been used in hours. Essentially, like no cooking has been happening in this recently. However, you also notice that over the sink there is a window, and as you are possibly maybe checking to see if the hot water that is the hot tap is there, you look out the window and you see something that you saw yesterday as well, but it's a little bit different. This is a patrol, a 3-person patrol with 2 of those shields, and 1 additional person is going along with them. And this person is taller and currently has a cowl over their face. And this robe is white in color. They're headed down the street away from where you are. And they walk up to a house and violently start rapping on the door.
Are there curtains on this window?
Yes.
I will draw the curtains.
Perfect. You no longer see outside.
I'll keep looking around for heat sources in the kitchen.
No, you find no other heat sources.
I'll go check the fireplace in the main room to see if that's too hot.
Okay. You come out of the kitchen and you see Cinnabon sitting at the bar there.
Good morning. Did you get some rest? All right.
You walk over to the fireplace.
Mhm.
There are some embers in there from what looks like a fire from last night.
I'll shake my head and I'll start tamping them out.
Okay. Successfully tamped.
Tam City.
Wow.
A job well done.
You level up.
If there are any additional curtains in the room after I tamped the fire, I will then see to those curtains to close them.
Absolutely, yes. So there are 3 windows inside of this area. There are 2 on the front, and I lied. There's 4 because there's 2 on either wall. The ones on the walls are larger, roughly 6 feet wide, with nice curtains you can pull on those too. So yeah, if you want to do that, you can go ahead and pull all those curtains closed.
Do you need any help with something? Oh, all right. Where's everyone?
And at that moment, Hosen, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I wake up, I pack up all the things. The last thing I pack up is the note that Cinnabon left me. Takes a big deep breath, puts it in his, or holds it in his hand, I think. Packs everything up, make sure it's ready to go at a moment's notice. Starts heading down the stairs. Sees Cinnabon in second. And I go, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Cinnabon, I got your note. And something that Balthazar and I like to do. Do you have the emotional capacity to talk about this right now, or do you still need time?
I think I could, but I don't know if we have the time.
That's fair. If there's anything that's on your chest right now you want to help unload, help process, I'm here for it. I'll put the note on the table.
I've realized that I'm not even upset at you. I'm upset at myself.
How so?
You were right. It was my decision to bring everyone along, to create that wall of fire, thinking it was buying time. But what I can't quite shake is how much I enjoyed it. That chaos. And then the scream started. And then I didn't enjoy it at all. Though you can argue in some capacity, it's up for debate certainly, but we're all here because of that decision. My concern really is I feel like I've done a lot of unselfish things, sacrificed quite a lot, and that's not to say that anyone else has or hasn't. But are you willing to go as far as I have?
I've been struggling with this as of late. Back to your point, the adrenaline of what happened last night caught up with me too. It was your decision to cast out wall of fire. Sure, but it was Big Mama Mocha's decision to break down the door using a spell. It was my decision to linger and go through my father's study. You're right. The mission was to get in, get some information, and leave. But it was the need for answers, it was the adrenaline of the situation that caught up to us. What I've been struggling with is that I want to go see Elliot Morrow, to see this person in gold. And where they are, it's probably going to be a dangerous task. That reminds me. Second, when you appeared where you did the mage and the Yeti go with you? Were they there also? Or was it just... All right. I struggle. I just want answers. I want to know where these tattoos come from. I want to know where my father is. I want to know what happened. I seek answers more than anything.
Certainly.
And the answers lie in a very dangerous place. And if you, Cinnabon, if your promise is to come along for the journey, would love to have you there. But I struggle with having your family come along knowing that the Yeti's going to be there. And while I'm more than willing to lay down arms to just say, hey, I just want answers and then be done, I don't want anything else, I'm not sure the Yeti is going to be just as merciful.
Second, you did shake your head earlier to my question. I truly want to believe that, what is it that the Everlight says? That all life again?
All of this world's creatures deserve the protection of the Everlight.
I struggle with that. I really want that to be true.
Chief among the teachings of Serenray is the preservation of life.
I suppose I haven't done a great job of that as of late.
Same here.
A violent hand is an unjust hand.
That's just a second. In that moment, I felt quite just.
There is no justice in death, only escape.
I'm glad that you're back, though.
I'm glad you're back too. And I'm sorry to you all.
Sorry too. Is it the fact that we should just understand that in times of life and death scenarios that we may make rash actions? We don't have time to have pause? Is that even good enough? I knew you would. I knew that's what you were going to say. Perhaps I just needed to see it.
Same here.
Hosen will run to their bag, drag their bag to the middle, and take out the manacles that they gathered when they were back in Tersfield, the 2 sets of manacles. Mm-hmm. We'll point at them.
We could use these wherever we go. If we incapacitate Yeti or the mage or Elliot Morrow, we could use these. I just struggle with the League of Miracles if these are the people behind everything. I just don't know where do we take someone that needs justice right now. I don't know
who?
where to
There's no one
deliver
to
them
trust.
to. Exactly. I really
So-
don't know. Like, I would love to just handcuff Yeti and just put him somewhere we know they'll be locked up, but we tried that once and he escaped.
And then we saved the mage's life, and now we're here. All right. That decision put you in danger second.
The second is here now.
Second, Are you not upset about that? The fact that that decision put you in danger, which is 100% on me. How? So not on me?
Wasn't your fault.
I suppose I'll have to hold on to that for now.
Do you want to ask you, Sinbun? If we're going to this place, that's the next move here. What do you want to do with your family? Do you want them to come along?
They're going to want to. I think that they should have a vote.
My question for you is, if we do confront the Yeti, if they vote, yes, let's go for it. Absolutely. And you talked about having your family see you act violent. Would you be okay if they voted, hey, we want to go, and they see you act violent again?
HB has already mentioned that this world has changed me. Or at least these experiences have. And she's not wrong. I don't know if there's ever going back. But I think that if we're to survive this, we have to all be involved. I also think, regardless of what happens, I'm sure there's some thoughts in regards to this mage and what they did to my parents.
Yeah.
It's only fair for them to see this through as well.
That's fair.
Though, let me be perfectly clear, I absolutely hate it. This morning, if I had a way, I considered just going home.
Do you want to go home?
Yes.
Where is home for you?
It used to be called the Shademark Bog. It's a beautiful forest now. You know the grass that you see on the hills? They have feelings. They can get quite upset when you walk on them without permission. I kind of miss it.
Do you know how to get back?
I do. There are a few portals.
I mean, after I'm done with this, after we find out more answers, and this is all over, if you want to go home, I'm more than happy to do the same promise that you did for me of seeing this through, get your family back home, get you back home if you want to go.
Here's the problem. It's not that simple.
Hmm.
I still don't know why the visions that took us here. Second?
And that sound happens again. There's rapping on a door outside. And Hosen, you and Cinnabon were kind of deep in conversation, weren't necessarily able to hear it, but Second was able to hear it. Could be maybe 2 or 3 houses away at the moment.
Something's getting closer. Should we wake up everybody?
Yes, we can continue this later, but I think for now, I'm okay.
This is Cinnabon. I'm sorry. I appreciate you. You're one of the strongest individuals I've ever met. And I was incredibly weak deciding to stay there and go through all these notes. We'll talk more later, but I just want to conclude with I just appreciate you and your loyalty to not only me, but to your family.
He kind of has this like sad sort of combo happy sigh. There's one thing I've learned in my time in Exandria. Everyone's selfish.
Yeah. DM, would Hosen know of any back entrances to this place? Or is the only one way in, one way out?
Yeah, I think there is a decent fire code in West Run, and it's important to have multiple entrances, especially in a cooking-based establishment. So yes, there is a back door. Now, I will say that after the rapping happened outside, a couple of doors down, what you hear, actually 3 doors down to be precise, you actually hear screaming. And it is anger and fear screaming. It's a little bit muffled at the moment, but you definitely hear like the volume.
All right, let's grab everybody and get out of here. We could leave through the back entrance. We can see what's going on a few doors down. If there's anything we could do, but we gotta go.
All right. If anyone's hungry, I can take care of that.
Perfect. I got rations too, if need be.
And,
Second follows Cinnabon to the kitchen. Steps through the door and very forcefully grabs Cinnabon by the collar.
Oh.
We have to be careful and we have to be better. Then we'll turn around and walk back out into the doorway.
I think he forgets that he stopped breathing for a second.
Second repacks his manacles, their manacles, gets their bag on. And we'll actually go and make sure there's no other guests here.
Yeah.
Where's my breakfast?
Yeah, there's just drunk Ralph. But he's passed out.
Mm-hmm. Just hanging out. Oh, bud. Yeah.
I will say that Cinnabon, since you were in the kitchen as well, you probably would have noticed, especially with your passive perception, that note that's on the table. Because Second, you did not move it, right? Yeah. Okay. So you would see that too.
Okay. Cool. Interesting. I'll grab it.
Yep. And filling in the
say-
blanks. Yeah,
was
filling
gonna
in the
say-
Yeah, I was
blanks.
gonna say now that the words 1, 2, and 3 revealed.
Now just say every fourth word.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can complete it.
And then you have to go back.
It's a puzzle.
and sort of- yeah.
No.
Essentially it says like you know, love y'all, so great, but heat is
But,
too
right.
high for everybody, but like I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Thank
Fair.
you, Hosen, for that great gem you gave me. That's gonna go a long way for me. And
Cool.
then peace.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab that and really quickly as I sort of exit the kitchen and walk through the living room bar area back up to the rooms, is there anything that I see that I could quickly grab from like a supply travel perspective?
Yeah, what are you looking for specific? So like if you're looking for food, like it's a kitchen fully stocked, you can get rations, whatever. I mean, you think about any kitchen utensils that you'd like to use. You know, there's knives and less helpful spatulas,
Are there like empty cans or jars?
mason jars, yeah, ball mason jars.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of them.
Totally.
Second's going to take a bunch of mason jars.
Okay.
Mm.
Then he's going to go to where all the frying happens. Going to open up the grease traps and going to start filling a bunch of mason jars full of grease.
Love it.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
All
Really?
right. Let's say you can get, I mean, let's say you can get 3 mason jars of grease. What were you thinking of specifically, Jacob?
I like canned goods, and not necessarily like kitchenary supplies. Couple bottles of alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, you can grab some of that stuff.
Cool.
I
And
think.
yeah.
Go for it. I think as like everyone's preparing to go, I think Hosen. A second. How many did you say were there of these people?
Walking around outside.
Yeah.
I mean, Hosen wouldn't know unless Hosen asked.
Yeah, you just heard the noise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked second. Just like, do you know how many individuals, or was it 1, 3? Okay, cool, perfect. I'm gonna pull out 3 beer steins, fill them all up with beer. I'm gonna put them out on the counter. Get like 2 gold coins, place them out, and I'm going to handwrite a note that says, Hosen is traveling south. Had to leave. He threatened me. You'll find him on the road heading south, essentially. I want to try to throw them off their
Sure.
trail, by also offering good graces, like, hey, here's free beer and gold coin.
When Second starts seeing Hosen point out 3 beers after they say there are 3 people and start writing, Second has no idea what Hosen's writing, but picks up on subterfuge and will cast guidance on Hosen as they write the note.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Cool.
Okay, so here's what I would like you to do. Man, this could be, you know what? Let's call it, I think this is more about deception than it is about anything else.
That's completely fair.
So let's do a deception check.
Gotcha.
I love this idea, by the way.
Cool.
Same.
Love it. I just wanted to. I'm gonna use my cloud rune to give me advantage on deception checks.
Okay.
Use that for this. Deception. Because I just got a +1. 15
Plus a d4.
plus a d4. 4.
Yeah, 4, dog.
That is a 3, so 18.
All right. So you write this thing in such a way that it is clear that in some ways, like you kind of scribble it hastily on purpose so that it seems as though you are trying to hide the fact that you're writing this. And yeah, it looks great. And you said 2 gold coins you're putting out there too?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. As you are writing this, however, you hear that it is right next door, the thumping. And you are close enough now that you can hear what the screaming is. The screaming is, "Open up in the name of the shields," and silence. One more like series of raps, like big fists on the wooden doors, and then silence, and then just and Ben's running inside.
Gotcha.
Somebody is handing good berries to anyone that wants one. And we'll second Hosen. I assume you don't want to go out the front door.
No, there's a back door back here. I wrote a little note to see if that could throw them off their trail. Tell them that we're going south. We're actually going to be heading north. All that fun stuff. But
Speaking
we should
of
probably
notes,
go.
And hands Hosen the note from what's her face.
I quickly skim it. Good to know. I feel bad, but good to know. Puts it in his pocket.
You can still feel bad when we're as long as we're alive.
That's fair.
And I'll cast Pass Without a Trace.
Love it.
Okay. All right. Your family's still asleep.
Oh no, I went to go up there.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was.
All right.
That was what the good berries were for. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. So as you go upstairs, everybody is still asleep. How can you run me through like what that looks like as you're trying to wake them up?
In order of age. And it is the same. It is shake and like shush, and then we need to go.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay. I think the older children understand the gravity of the situation. You know, it's very rare that you've ever woken them up, and you know, been as serious as this right now.
Yeah, typically it was dad. Wow.
And interesting, and I think the past couple of days, having spent time with you, has been unbelievably different from their previous life, and so like everything is akimbo at the moment. They wake up and they start grabbing stuff, and you can see that also in decreasing order, as the age decreases, the amount of fear in their eyes increases.
Yeah, I'll go to pick up the youngest too.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, so I'll pick up Sesame and Dumpling.
All right. All right. What would you guys like to do now?
And then that's when I'll cast Pass Without a Trace, and then we'll make our exit, I suppose.
All right. Is there a number of characters limit for Pass Without Trace? Or is it everybody within range?
Within range, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, each creature I choose within 30 feet of me, including myself.
Jeez, what a
Let's
spell.
go.
Yeah.
Or Roken.
Okay, cool. As you're casting the spell, you start to hear footsteps on the porch outside.
Okay.
You blow the spell,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start to hear bangs on the door.
We're fucking out, bro.
All right. So let's do a stealth check for all of you. Second, of course, your clunkiest member.
Indeed.
28 or 38.
Oh, only 38.
Only.
You know, like we take like 20 and give that to second.
Yeah, exactly.
23 for
But
cinema.
23. Okay. And you said 18.
18 with the best out choice.
All right. Okay. So tell me who's leading. I assume Hosen, but obviously, you tell me.
Yeah, since I know the streets, I'll probably lead out.
Okay.
And kind of like, yeah, I think kind of, how is it just like an alleyway that just goes out to the street?
Yeah.
Main street,
So
or-
sort of like on the way from the guardhouse to here, there are it's not a great alleyway because people in West Run don't really respect the sanctity of alleyways, so they spill out. Their gardens are in the middle of it. People have put benches and sitting areas and stuff.
Fucking
So
HOA is like, I fucking can't do this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. People aren't paying their fees, so there's no enforcement. But yeah, so there is an alleyway, but it is, I mean, in game terms, difficult terrain. It is a mess back there.
Cool.
And just for dramatic effect, the second that the door closes in the back, you hear coming through.
Totally.
Hell yeah.
Totally.
I kind of look to everybody and go, all right, let's keep on going, and kind of go down the alleyways, trying to find the most stealthiest spots. It's bright day time. Want to make sure. Oh boy.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
Gasp. And just try to keep on chugging along through the alleyway.
Okay, so just check the stat block here. Ooh, it is a +0.
It's a
Okay.
-5. No.
All right, so for those of you not seeing our Roll20, I rolled a contested perception check for the folks running into the door, and I rolled an 18, which is equal to seconds.
Amazing. Oh boy.
So second, your armor clanks a little bit too loudly as you are trying to move out into the back, and you hear some chatter inside. What was that? Who's out there? And you start to hear footsteps coming in your direction. Hurried, they are running towards the back door.
Which way is the group moving?
Left.
Gotta go right.
Okay, so you're going right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go with the group.
All
I
right.
make eye contact with second, and I go, meet us later. All right.
And then be my clankiest. Clank, 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 clank as I run away in the other direction.
All right. Fantastic. You, Hosen, Cinnabon, you go off towards the left. You find that not very far away, there is kind of an overgrown little portion where one asshole neighbor has not taken care of their garden in the back, and it's become overgrown, providing a decent area of refuge for you to sort of hide behind and be confident that you are fully stealthed. However, towards the right, it is for some reason, that direction is incredibly pristine. These people really care about making sure that their backyard is as well manicured as possible, and there's no cover whatsoever, and second runs off in that direction. You get about 10 feet away, and then you hear that same sound as the back door just swings wide open, and you hear, "There he is, get him!"
I book for the nearest corner alleyway, etc., that I can get around and out of sight.
Okay. We're pulling the same trick as before.
Well, maybe I got some new tricks. We'll see.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So you take off, and what is, just out of curiosity, what's your foot speed?
30.
All right. Perfect. And I believe theirs is 2.
The Ferris Bueller Chase song begins to play.
That's right. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
this house.
Yeah, cut chase pursuit, cut purse pursuit is the name of this song.
It feels appropriate.
DJ Philadelphia
on the
In
ones
the
and
house.
twos, representing hip hop and R&B flavor.
Now, second, are you looking behind you as you're running?
Not till I get to the corner.
Okay. When you get to the corner, you turn around and look to see if they are following you.
Yeah.
They are. And it is, again, those two shields, and then there is one white cloaked person.
Definitely did not think I'd be using this so soon. The moment I get around the corner, smashing grease jar behind me as I run.
I kind of want to watch the second Home Alone movie like right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So you do that, and then what do you do once you smash that?
I immediately look for the next alley. I'm trying to zigzag and get out of their way.
Okay, perfect. All right. I would like you to, typically we don't do athletics checks for running, but I think let's do an athletics check just for funsies.
Yeah, sure. As
it was religion.
after second breaks the jar and starts to put their head down and run, they will touch their chest and say, "Shit, kid. I got kin that been soldiering longer than you've been alive, and ain't one of them carrying as much baggage as you." And cast full strength and give myself advantage on strength checks.
Okay.
Nice.
Those legs start pumping harder.
Amazing.
That's 17.
And you gave yourself guidance too, right?
No, I will say I won't.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. We'll do an athletics check contest. This is a +5.
Ooh.
All right. So,
Damn.
however, you start to take off, and you target a little portion that is maybe 15 feet away from you at the moment. That is another hole that you could duck into, and you can hear them gaining on you, and you can hear steel being unsheathed, and they are laughing. Ha ha ha! We're gonna get him, and then they
ogres.
They hit the grease patch, and I'm just gonna treat it like the spell grease.
That sounds fun.
And it'll be a dex save for both of them, and each of these have a +1 to their dex.
Yeah.
What is your save DC? We'll just use yours.
15.
Okay. So one of them slips and falls and goes kerplat, and just and then but the other one kind of uses the grease as a way to somehow slide across it, almost like ice skating, and is right behind you 5 feet away.
Ah!
Can we add in that cartoon like tripping noise? You know what I mean? Add that in post.
Oh, Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the technology.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
What would you like to do?
Yeah. Scheiße.
While you're doing that, let me ask, Cinnabon and Hosen, did you run away, or are you keeping eyes on the situation?
100%. We keep from Cinnabon's perspective, we'll be keeping eyes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
in that little patch there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're inside that little bush and just keeping eyes on the situation. You see what's going on, and I will say, second, you don't see this, but Cinnabon and Hosen do. Yes, they do.
They do.
That the white cloaked person is not making any rush and walking directly out into the center of the alley. And you see them start to raise up their hand.
No.
Towards us
No.
or
No, towards second.
towards second?
Second, what would you like to do?
I will go invisible. I mean, that's, and then immediately hard like break to the right, 90 degrees from where I was, and then start heading back the other direction.
Okay. Old Faithful. Why don't you
But,
make
sorry, one thing. I'm also gonna lob a fucking grease jar the way I was running, like 10 feet down that way.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Dig that. Love that for you. So why don't you make, because I love this so much, why don't you make a deception check with advantage on that?
Oh, trash. 9.
Ugh.
Okay. I'll contest it with insight. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think the one that's chasing you at the moment knows that is a bullshit distraction. However, just kind of like stands there and realizing that he can't see you anymore, like, screams, "Fuck!" And Cinnabon, Hosen, you see that the mage with the hand outstretched, like starts putting their hand down, and then kind of puts his hands on his hips, in like a dejected fashion. And then second, since they can still hear you, I think let's do another stealth check. You still
What?
have.
Will I disadvantage with this one, or is this straight? Or
Yeah, this is straight. Yeah.
Oh.
I will say Cinnamon has a hand out and getting ready to cast a spell.
Yeah, Hosen has his rapier out.
17.
Okay. Absolutely quiet. Second now. Okay, so let's hand the action over to Cinnabon and Hosen. What you see is the second guard that had fallen is starting to kind of clumsily and a little bit comedically try and get themselves upright again. The one that had screamed the obscenities is resheathing his sword and turning back and walking towards the mage that is, let's call it 15 feet away from you at the moment, with his back turned towards you.
Okay.
Anything you would like to do?
I think I'd just like I'd sort of risk right at like a whisper of just like just got them back. Like
I think Hosen's waiting for any action like that the mage does. If the mage raises their hand again, like I have my rapier out, ready to go.
Yeah.
But holding my action forward to see if the mage starts casting the spell.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I'm holding plant growth.
Cool.
Fantastic.
It's not concentration, by the way.
Second, what are you doing then?
I'm not fucking moving or like breathing. I'm just at you, baby.
Okay. So let me describe what's going on then. The two guards are walking back towards where the mage is, and the mage is scolding them for losing. Second, and then you hear the mage speak now.
Okay.
And you hear the voice say, we'll have to come back with some greater reinforcements. And they go back inside the house.
Oh shit! Okay.
All right.
I'm mad about that.
So you are all
Boogie.
Oh, well, in the alleyway that second is in, they all leave. Well,
Yeah.
that's we saw them anyway. Okay.
Yeah, for the moment, you are alone
Yeah.
in this alleyway now.
Okay. Let's give it a beat and see if we can contact the second first.
I will so quietly and slowly, keeping an eye on the back door, on the curtains to see if any of the curtains open that were closed in the back. Make my way back over to the tall grasses. I will not step into the grass to disturb it with my invisible body. I will stand on the outside of it. And when I
Also,
get there,
Pokemon.
yeah, I'll say, "You want some?"
Ah, who's there?
Who it is?
Oh, sorry. Scared me. Easily
Again,
startled.
waves and then realizes they can't see them.
Yeah, we're like.
Oh, so that's what it's like. Oh, gotcha. See how it is.
All right. I think this is a very good place for us to take our break.
Yeah, sure. Oh my god.
Um,
That was a hell
I'm
of a first half.
I'm curious
Yeah.
to see what y'all's plan is. So
We run.
yeah. All right,
First
everybody.
step, run. Second step, everything else.
Yeah.
I would say the first 3 or 4 steps are running.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're playing Fallout 2. We're vilified. Hence why they must run.
Yep.
If you get the joke, you get it.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
All right, everybody. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back roughly at about 9:25-ish Eastern. But yeah, take a break yourselves as well. Get some rest and
Back in a minute.
use the bathroom.
Yeah. All right. See you in a few.
All right, welcome back. After a very harrowing escape here. So just to set the scene, the party that had more or less found you went back inside the house essentially to call for more backup. But the three of you and the whole family are alone, at least for the moment, inside of this alleyway. Now, I think all of you at this point know that this city is built on concentric circles, more or less. And so this alleyway is not going to get you any closer to the exit. However, because you're on the opposite end of the city, you can at least orient yourself in a way that you could then take a more direct route once you get around the mansion. And that is that. What would you like to do?
So how far away from us is said closest exit?
I would say it is roughly about an hour's like
shit.
if you were huffing it, it's probably an hour.
Okay. Got it.
Sorry, an hour to get where? So
To get out.
To the gate.
to get as close, so it's not to get on the other side.
Wait, say that again?
To get to the gate that's on our side, not if we go back to the gate the way we came in.
Well, as far as you know, there is only that one gate.
Would I know if there's another exit out of here?
Hosen knows that there
Second
is
light.
Hosen knows that there is a gate on your side. So yes, there is a gate on your side.
Cool.
The secret gate.
World building with Bill.
Secret gate. Secret gate.
So you are 45 minutes away from that gate.
Wow.
Yep.
Your captions, Alex, were terrible for there.
Oh yeah.
See the great gay. I just had to call it out because it was
I love that.
intense.
Into that play.
Yeah, right. For real.
Oh my god. Because relatable. Because yeah, so yeah, I kind of do want to go slow and steady. Just try to stealth our way across town.
I think so.
So let me say this, actually, since we're talking about speed. If you book it, you can get there in 45 minutes.
Okay.
Now that'll have an impact on the amount of stealth that you have, obviously.
Certainly.
If you go slower, it might take an hour and a half. Yeah, let's call it an hour and a half.
Okay,
But
certainly.
you will then have better effect on your stealth.
Though we have a lot to do, I think, arguably, considering the time, we're not in a specific hurry. So let us use the time that we have.
I agree. How long does this little pass without trace thing you
Less
do?
an hour.
Oh, dope. Cool. Awesome. Hosen throws up his cloak to go super stealthy. And
Second, you were trying to say something?
Once the group begins to move, when second realizes we're going to the gate on the side we're currently on, they'll tug on Hosen's cloak.
yes.
You won't see anything because I guess I'm probably still invisible for a few more minutes. You will then start to see on the ground circles begin to be drawn, and you will see gates on opposite sides. You'll see an X, and then a circle around the gate on the far side, and then an X close to the gate on the far side.
You want to go there?
Second will become visible.
All right.
Yes, appears in the sand.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
I
for the
trust
raid. What the hex? What up, Sean?
Hello. Yeah, we'll go to that far side gate then. I'll follow second's directions. Kind of lead.
All right.
So just to be clear, you're going to the original gate that everybody came through at the beginning. Ostensibly, what I think is going to be happening where Cowell was. Yep, got it.
Cool.
All right.
Oh right, yeah, you left Cal in the alley. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so here is with the updated timeline, it will take you an hour to book it and 2 hours to go slowly. So if you want to keep Pass Without Trace on, that's going to be a second burn. But that is obviously your choice.
Doesn't bother me one bit, my dude.
All right.
Okay, so let's do this in 2 separate rolls. For the first hour, we'll use 1 stealth check. And for the second hour, we will use a second one.
All right.
Jacob, just for your purposes, I'm using your stealth check for your entire family, just so we don't have to.
I figured that was the case.
Yep.
There are 8 of us, and I don't blame you.
Nat 20 for your stealth check, Hosen. Jesus.
Jesus, was that
So-
45?
That's a 40. Solid 40.
26 for second.
Outstanding.
Cleanest of 40s.
Outstanding.
So let chaos reign. Natural 1.
Ooh-wee.
Well, since you can't critically fail skill checks, what is the raw number on that?
14.
Okay. All right. That's helpful.
No way I could give some of my inspiration from last session.
That's a negative.
Damn. Worth a shot.
Okay. So here is what you see as you are making your way as slowly and as diligently as possible through. Oh, you know what? Actually, here. So here's what we'll do. Because I will not give you advantage on it, but because you were going as slow as possible, right? Like that was the whole
play.
impetus behind like slowing it down. Let's give you a +5 to your stealth roll. So
right.
it is not a 14, it's a 19.
All right.
And I
That's
feel
all
like
fine.
that's fair.
That's all fine.
45 for Hosen.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That might be the highest roll in the history of Dungeons and Dragons.
Probably. That is.
45 stealth check. You're in
Okay.
like 5
Yeah.
different campaigns at once at this point. Good lord.
So let me just kind of set the scene for what you're seeing as you're going along.
Please.
You are kind of walking.
How to choose the right audio apps for you. Which one do you want to listen to?
Stop it.
Amazing.
Fucking
All the
Siri.
guards are listening to their apps. They don't hear us coming. and-
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I think
Siri
actually give us
just-
another stealth check for me. Yeah. Sure.
So you see a number of patrols, and these patrols have now kind of increased in size. So each one of them includes those 2 original shields, the white-robed mage, and then there is also a blue-robed mage included in there as well. So there is an increasing effort here to try and find you all. Now, I am going to roll 1 d20 as representative for all of their efforts. And that is a
Wow.
abject failure. So
Amazing.
you
Shocking.
feel yourself as though you are making really good progress, and there does not appear to be any sort of knowledge that you are there. Now, as we close in on the end of that first hour, you start to notice, and I think second is probably the first to notice, as you are trying to hide in little pockets as a patrol goes by, that the looks of frustration on the faces of the guards, people that are kind of searching around, is increasing. There is pressure being applied from the blue robed to the white robe, who is then passing that pressure along to the guards themselves, and the guards are incredibly frustrated because they are not finding anything. As the beginning of
You need to leave this place soon. If you don't, I fear they're going to kill you.
Well, that seems like another statement.
We're trying our best. We gotta get going.
as the hour passes. I assume you're going to cast another Pass Without Trace.
Oh yeah, I already marked the slot off.
Perfect. So we'll deal with those stealth checks here in a second. But before we get there, I just want to raise the stakes a little bit because you hear these almost unnatural sounds coming from the air, like screeches.
Oh.
And when you look up above, you see a patrol of what looks like these flying lizards that are being ridden by some sort of shield guards.
Fantastic. I was
Now,
wondering
get the
that
money
was
for
gonna come
this.
up. I was wondering.
If you wouldn't mind making those stealth checks, please, now.
Oh sure. Panic inducing.
Y'all are highly if we were playing Blades in the Dark, the heat on that mission.
Yo, no, you're not wrong. You're so not wrong.
100%.
Yeah. Do we still get the plus
37.
5?
Yeah, you get +5.
42.
The meaning of life. I'm rolling like shit now. I need to get nice. 24.
13. No. Oh, 18. 23.
Not bad, not bad. Okay, so I am going to roll a different contest here with a slightly higher bonus.
Oh,
So I have to get above 23 as the lowest.
I think so. Yeah.
I rolled a 3.
Amazing.
Ah,
Cool.
All right.
No need to
So
prove yourself now.
So you have found that by going inside of these alleyways, you are able to find these areas where there are trees up above. And so when these riders are flying over top of you, you are able to hide underneath those trees without any issue whatsoever. It does not appear as though there's any pressure being put on you at all. And after the better part of an hour, let's say 50 minutes now, you make your way into that large square that was at the very beginning of your entryway into Westrun. So let me be really specific about the environment here, just so that you know what you need to be doing. As you would expect, the gateway is not as easily passable as it was before. There are 4 shields, these guards that are standing underneath the gateway, and they are on high alert. There is currently nobody inside of the square at the moment, as the entire city has gone into a form of lockdown. You, second, remember that you had placed the body of Cowl off towards the right-hand side, where, like from your direction, the right-hand side, there was a small chapel that was over there, and you more or less just kind of moved the body, covered it, and put it behind the chapel in, let's say 500 feet away at the moment. And that is what you see. Are any specific questions, or what would you like to do with this?
I mean, I would probably direct the group towards where the body was, if possible, through the alleys and not like run across the square or something. So
Sure.
Yeah, the closest that you can get there without having to kind of jut across into the open is probably about 50 feet. Because this chapel is kind of situated more or less in the middle of the square, piazza, as some people call it, and so you can get 50 feet away, but then there is going to be a small portion of which you have to sort of run out into the open.
I'll look at Cinnabon and Hosen and Big Mama, and I will point towards the chapel and say, "Some poor schmuck that got caught up in this."
And I assume we look up and we don't see a particular body anywhere. Oh.
You talk about
He's alluding to the fact there's no body hanging anymore.
Right.
no, not
The
even
context clue of what Second was talking about.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Putting it that way.
Yeah, so you can put it together that
Okay, just wanna
the
make sure.
the body of Cowl is no longer on the
Right.
thing.
What should
Gotta make it
we?
quick, but
Just kind of nods. Let's. We owe him that at least.
Mhm.
And yeah, I guess we'll head to the chapel.
Okay. All right. So since you are going out into the open, I feel like this deserves a separate stealth check.
It's cool with
Now,
me.
are all of you going? Because you don't necessarily have to.
Given the amount of death that Cinnabons has seen, yeah. You can't.
yeah, Hosen will come along.
Okay. All right. Second, I assume
Oh,
you're
much-
going.
Much
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
That's a 31.
Very good.
As a
20
33.
or 25, depending on whether we get that X5 still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
36.
25.
All right. So you make it across, and I'm gonna do my performative perception check. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh boy.
Now I guess I actually gotta figure out what the hell these
What's the
stats
math?
are. Yep.
Lizard eyes.
I think they're flat.
With that plus
It's
5.
weird for
Yeah,
An
it's
eye?
flat. It's flat. So it is just 20, which is very, very good, but you also did a great job of
Fucking-
rolling.
We out here, baby.
we all wear
Ghosts.
hats that are like painted to look like cobblestones as we walk across.
Yeah,
So
there we go. Mhm.
Or like the traffic cones. The traffic
Old
cones
Toy
coming
Story,
across the
yes.
hallway.
Totally.
All right, fantastic. So yeah, you make your way across that 50 feet of open air, and you find yourself kind of inside of the cluster of buildings that constitute this chapel. Like there's a chapel, and there is helpfully a graveyard in the back with a little shack that is attached to the graveyard, and there are a couple of office buildings that are nearby. World building with Bill Adelphia. I see your face, Smitty. Is like,
it's not bad. I appreciate the graveyard, but
no, I know you're not going to be.
Do
burying
bodies
this.
go
Yeah,
there?
I second things about this man who ran wild and then just stuffing him into some city graveyard. Points to the body and points outside the city.
that's I respect Cal for what his mission was, but if it's jeopardizing us leaving here, this is going to be really hard. This is a big dude.
Not if you're a horse.
Do we want like to blow our stealth here?
We could still be stealthy. We just need someone to be on the horse. Taking our time.
Second turns into a blue-clad mage.
I think that's our answer. And kind of looks to the fam. You don't have to be a part of this if you don't want to. This was, I suppose, an acquaintance of ours on our travels towards getting to you all. I don't know if that makes you feel any different or not.
Look of confusion on Honeybun and Brioche's face as you say this. Like, I think Brioche looks at you and says, "So you suggest we just stay here?" No, of course we're coming with you. We all need to get out of this city.
No, I'm more referring to specifically dealing with the body.
Oh, I think they kind of look at each other and say, no issues there. This is the natural order of things, and it seems as though this person was of intense meaning for you. So it's it's worthwhile to at least provide this person a proper burial. I mean, and then a broad gesture to the alleyway and the backyard. This like gutter essentially, and Honeybun says, "But this is not a place for somebody that you care about to rest eternally."
All right.
Alrighty. Let's give this a shot.
So, what exactly is the plan? I heard mention of horse stuff.
Yep. I'm gonna wall shape into a horse.
Okay.
I'll look at Hosen and I'll grab Cowell's legs,
I'll grab like underneath the arms.
drop him over the horse,
Okay.
back,
Mm-hmm.
put a cloak around them. Then Second's going to climb up on Cinnabon's back, look back at Hosen, and then what did you say? Give you the look that you gave earlier. We'll meet up again.
We'll meet up again. I put my cloak up again. I took it down, then put it back up. Dramatic effect.
Okay.
Oh, I think right before I did that, I think I would motion to the fam Beatles.
Beetle time.
Yeah. You're starting to get like kind of frustrated looks. And then like, really, Beatles, and then
All right, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not telling you what to do here.
this is not what we signed up for. And then Beatles, and they climb up onto, well, you're a horse,
They
so
could climb up to me.
I think they do. That's where they're headed right now.
Oh, this
Onto,
tickles. This is weird. Oh, this is bizarre. Okay. We're doing this. All right. Hosen gets used to it.
And we will Monty
Okay.
Python.
Hosen just in the back with coconuts. Just
you've got two coconuts. You put them together.
I'm not dead. I'm getting
Okay.
better.
So here's what I would like to happen now. I think this disguise self, right? It is a decent enough illusion where roles typically aren't necessary, but you do have a hidden dead body underneath a tarp, essentially in your trunk. I mean,
I don't know that we need to hide it all that much. Like, it's there, but yeah, I'm fucking carrying a dead body.
Yeah. People
What are they
die
gonna
all
do?
the time. Whatever. What are you gonna do?
so no, this is important. So
Yeah.
is it hidden or is it not hidden?
I don't think I'll find it hidden. There's a cloak over it, but the feet are out and the hands are out on the other side.
Okay. All right, perfect. So you walk up. Well, actually, you tell me. How do you approach?
Head held high. Like, I fucking own this place.
Yeah.
I'm acting every bit the inch of Nelzich right now.
All right. Since you specifically used the term acting, I would like you to provide me with a performance check, please.
Trash.
Yeah. There we go.
6.
Let's go.
All right. Confidence and sure-footedness is not a specialty of Second.
Certainly.
And so you are kind of awkwardly postured, strangely sort of, yeah, you look almost like Columbo, right? And 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 as you approach, the four guards that are standing there look up at you and say, "State your business."
Oh man, good stuff.
We'll have to come back with some greater reinforcements. I'll nod to the buddy. Those fucking rats!
So, hold on. You're saying that rats somehow killed the body, and now you need to leave the city away from where all the reinforcements are to get more reinforcements elsewhere. The two of they kind of look at each other, and fully realizing that you are a person of authority, they're not questioning.
You're as bad at counting as you are at reading.
Make an intimidation check, please. and given the power differential, advantage, please.
15.
Okay. With a 15, the one that was standing next to the one that was kind of like sort of questioning you slaps him on the shoulder and is like, dude, so if you wouldn't mind giving us a bit more information about where you intend to retrieve these reinforcements.
Second size, and will just cast, I don't know, light on their hand, and look at them menacingly and point to the guardhouse and say, "You choose to stand here in the cold, and all I want to say is you could stand not in the cold."
Hosen is sweating bullets, dude.
Cinnabon is just like shift, like his four hose are like shift, like kind of shifting, and it's gonna.
Okay.
If second is able to with their passive insight tell they're not going to get it, like they're not buying it, I've got something to do right before they make a move.
No, that's fine. So so I would like you to make a persuasion check off of that last one.
Second, the party face.
Oh my god. 11.
I'm going to contest that with insight.
Okay. What'd you get?
4. So the two of them now that have been the main contacts in this conversation now look at each other, and that was such a cryptic thing that you just said that the one of them says it's a fucking code. It's a code. Do not question. They've got to go and like figure shit out, man. We're not smart enough to understand what's going on. And the he kind of like pushes him back, and everybody scoots back and gives you a nice salute. Pull out the sword, and like as you come through, you know. And the one that initially greeted you says, "Enjoy your trip, sir."
Just nod and I'll knee Cinnabon a little
Yep.
bit to
All right.
Head off.
And the two of you have left the city. Wow. Leaving Hosen. What are
I think
what are you
Cloak is
doing?
on. Like while this is happening, I would love to try to just sneak around that watchtower, just using this as a distraction. Cloak is on, like trying to sneak along.
Okay. I love that. Let's do a stealth check. And now I will say in fiction, Pass Without Trace is over. It has been over that 2-hour mark.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, that said, I would, because it is being there is a distraction happening, I would love for you to make it with advantage.
Cool. Love it.
36.
29.
29.
Math.
Yeah. Yeah, look, stealth is one of your strengths. So
That's the one thing I'm like expertly good at.
yeah, so you choose a moment where like maybe it's sort of when they are trying to figure out this code for you to just like sneak around the side.
As I'm like
And
sneaking around, I hear Second say that thing about the cold thing, and I'm go, and then just like keep going. Just follow along.
all right. And y'all are successfully outside of West Run. As you kind of look in the rearview mirror, you see these kind of drakes flying over top. You know, there are just, it is a buzz with activity trying to find you all. However, you have easily made your way out.
Am I gonna wait?
Cool.
Right? At this point, it's over to you. What would you like to do?
Do we link up with Hosen?
Yeah. Definitely. Like as we're like approaching away from the city, away from like
Yeah.
eye shot enough, I kind of make myself known to
Sure.
you all. Probably still have the cloak up just for stealth's sake, but just be like, hey guys, we're here.
Yeah. In that case, then I will. I'll kind of like neigh at second. And then I'll unwall shape, and I'll catch second.
The cow's body falls.
Second
Yeah.
looks over at Hosen, expecting them, to be as quiet as they have been, and nods. Then looks over at Big Mama, and it's just amazed at how quiet she's been this entire
exchange.
Time.
Not a peep.
Not a single
Makes
peep.
chaos the best, the better.
Exactly. Hosen just goes up to second and goes, second, that was fantastic. How'd you do that? How'd you pull that off?
It was a sight to behold, for sure.
Really well done. Let's pick up Kyle. Let's find a place. And,
Certainly.
let's do this.
And look to the fam. I am once again. I find myself apologizing. I know that was not ideal. Certainly, go ahead and become yourselves if you would like.
Yeah, please not in the suit. Can you evacuate first and then? That'd be great. All right, cool.
Yeah, they all kind of file out of Hosen's undergarments and find themselves like lined up in front of you, all of them on wild shape.
Oh, well, y'all did that right quick. I was going to say, if you're quite upset and you wanted to bite me in your beautiful form, I would not have hesitated. But now that you as you are, that offer is off the table.
Dumplin comes over and just starts like playfully gnawing at your kneecaps.
That's about what I expected. You were specifically who I was referring to. And we'll pick them up and put Dumplin on my shoulders.
All right. I think Honeybun at that moment looks at the relative safety that you all find yourselves in, and then chooses this moment to speak up and say, that probably is an important thing for us to discuss. In the past couple of days, no more than a week, we have seen a lot of danger and fighting and almost getting caught, almost improbable imprisonments. I think this is a lot, Cinnabon. And it's clear that you've made your choice, that this is something you would like to do. But I don't know if this is something that we all would like to do. But at the same time, we definitely support you. And we want to be there for you. And if it's important to you for us to be there, we will. I just, and she kind of looks up at Dumpling on his shoulders and she says, I worry. This is not the place for children.
So far, you're right. But I think the hope is we haven't seen everything. We really don't know. Now, I'm not saying that hope is a strategy by any means. It's typically not. But don't you want to know why what happened happened? Is that worth the danger to you?
She gets close to you and she puts her hands on your shoulders and then says, knowledge of what happens will not change it. You are on a mission now for truth. But truth is not the most important thing. Being together is. Safety. Being a family. If anything, over the past couple of days, I've learned that that is more important than anything else. I could never know why. And as long as I'm here, and she's like sweeps out her arm, here with them, I would be perfectly happy. But, and then she removes her hands from your shoulders and then puts her pointer finger right in your chest and says, I don't think that's true for you. Truth might give you solace. And if so, so be it. That's a journey for you to go on. But, and then she removes her pointer finger and then kind of like rubs the knee of Dumpling that's sitting on your shoulder. You can't make that decision for all of us.
No. And I haven't tried to. Try to be transparent. But I suppose I didn't quite exactly outright ask, did I?
To be clear, you should feel no shame about this. We were all in this together, and we've done it exactly as we were taught. We are a family. We fight struggles and conflicts together. Together we're stronger. We've always been stronger. I mean, when we brought you from Shadeborough to Westrun, that was a team effort, a family effort.
Certainly. I don't know
But
if
the
we
more
could have been as successful without all of us.
Cannot agree more. And that's what I ask you, is that do you feel as though our presence with you is critical to the mission that you are on? Because I don't know that I could live with myself if we parted ways here and then you ended up and then trails off.
He puts a hand on her shoulder now. Do you feel like you could get to the portal on your own? You could hit Singorn. Or there is the portal that's in the Frostwell to the west.
I think I have a better idea. We find somewhere that's safe and calm and wait for you.
That's just it. We're 0 for 2 for that one.
Yes, but what good is going home if you're not with the people that make it home?
I suppose, are you asking me to trust that you could find that on your own? Though I'm not saying that you can't. I just feel like maybe that's the specific ask that we're sort of walking around.
No, I've heard you talk about trust fields before. Seems to be a safe, idyllic place with, and she kind of grins a little bit, the protection of uh, a new group of mages that are there to protect them as well. Maybe that's where we should go and wait for you.
He swallows like hard. I don't want this, but I can't help but wonder if I can't protect everyone at the same time.
If we part ways, you only have to focus on protecting yourself and your friends.
I will hate it.
A little short-term hate followed up by infinite love. I think you'll survive.
All right.
She leans in, kisses you on the cheek, hugs you super duper tight. Dumpling on your shoulders, hugs your head, and then tries to reach down and like pull out your scimitar from your like the holster, and then brandishes it a little bit and is like, "We're going on adventures." And then Honeybun just like, "That's mine now," and then puts it back in your case, also known as a sheath, and and then the whole family just kind of swarms you and hugs you, and you hear kind of amongst the swath of love that's being outpoured towards you, uh, be careful, be safe, come back soon, we love you. And it's just like this chorus of encouragement and support and sadness in some ways of having to leave you, but at the same time understanding that the duty of keeping themselves safe is more important than being together.
He'll make a point to look at Brioche and punch him in the shoulder. You be my eyes and ears, yeah?
You absolutely.
Second, tugs on Cinnabon's coat.
Let me cry, Cooper!
Nods towards Cowl's body and then towards your family. Maybe to some like trees or fields nearby.
This fucking dog, I love him though. Yeah, his eyes burning. See if you can. You get to the city. See if there's a way for you to send us a note and make sure you got there. You wouldn't want your oldest brother to be worried sick, certainly. And we'll take care of this situation. My love goes with all of you.
Honeybun, who has started to sort of back away from you and maybe start to turn, she turns around and then says to you, correction. Love is not something that's finite. It does not go with us. It stays deep within your heart and all of ours. And then she turns around, corrals the children, and they start walking off on the Parchwood Way towards Terse Fields.
I hope you enjoy your time here at Terse Fields, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Now, did they take Cal's body? No?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I thought that's what second was implying.
Oh,
It was, but
my bad.
That's
fine.
okay. If you can pick it up, it's fine. We can
No,
take care of
that's
it.
cool. That's cool.
All right. I mean, you
As
tell me
they're-
we can retcon that, no problem.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Them taking care of that situation.
Okay, cool.
As they start to turn, I think Hosen turns to Cinnabon and goes, Hosen, actually, real quick, can I give Dumpling this? And I hold up my stuffed rabbit. And it was something that I had as a kid that had protected me. I don't know, it might be something to provide comfort.
Sure.
I run over, tap Dumpling on the shoulder, hand Dumpling this rabbit, and say something similar of just, hey, this protected me when I was a kid. Through long nights, scary days. I hope it protects you as well as it protected me. And also, we'll go over to Honeybun and give Honeybun a letter.
Hold on one sec.
Mhm.
As you give this to Dumplin, and do you bend over or do you kneel? Like
I kneel down.
Yeah, on one knee. All right.
Mhm.
So Dumplin takes this and then kind of runs her hands through the ears and then touches their own ears and then says, it looks like me. And then holds it up to you like absolutely overjoyed, and then grasps it in an incredibly tight hug, and then holds it in one of their hands and then kind of wraps their arms around your neck and kisses you on the cheek.
I just hug tight and then let go.
And Dublin runs off.
Standing back up, wipes the dirt off the armor, goes over to Honeybun and hands Honeybun a letter. I didn't know when was the right time to do this, but if you see Balthazar, and I tell them where they are, hand him this. Say it's from me and says that he's sorry. And I think back in Shadeborough during one of the watches, he kind of writes this little letter recounting the events that happened in Shadeborough, saying that they're going over to West Run, trying to find out more answers. Just kind of a little update to Balthazar. Want to write a whole ass letter for this, but just as a little brief thing.
Outstanding.
And goes back towards the group.
As you're headed back, I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants on all, like, 30 foot radius, all the grass around.
Okay. Speak with plants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All of you lot, you spread the word. The Garrus family makes way for Terse Fields, and ensure that no harm comes from them, or there will be hell to pay.
you hear almost this wave come as now, like, one blade of grass says to the next one, the Garrists are coming. And then the next, it just goes down the line. The Garrists are coming. The Garrists are coming. The Garrists. And then, like, it almost becomes this entire cacophony of a chorus of the Garrists are coming. And for context, second, Hosen, because you cannot speak with plants, what you hear is just kind of this waving of the grass, this long, 3-foot long kind of field grass. And even though there's no wind, no nothing, they are waving back and forth and brushing up against each other. And it is almost as though you can hear kind of the shuffling of the leaves of those petals of grass.
Ozen takes a deep breath, puts his arm on Cinnamon's shoulder, and massages it a little bit.
Let's do what we need to do.
All right. I think that's the right place to stop for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a little bit early. Didn't want to get too far away before Rain comes back.
Rain's got
man,
a hell of a VOD to watch.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm gonna just send them like clips of this episode because many.
By the way, thank you, Crystal, for clipping. Cooper, let me cry.
Can that be a sound alert? Can we make that a sound alert?
Yeah, you know what? It probably needs to be. Yeah.
So before we start doing outro stuff, I, as always, will just like to underscore that I am so lucky to play with all of these folks, and the talent at this table is amazing. Rain included, even though she is not currently here. So if you feel the same and you have a couple of extra dollars, please go ahead and check out our Ko-fi, donate a couple bucks, because these people fucking deserve it. All right.
And you
Let's do some outro stuff. Alex, where can we find you? What are you up to? Any plugs you would like to drop?
Alrighty. Hello everyone. My name is Alex or Ziva RPG. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Ziva RPG. You can find me every Tuesday here at the amphitheater, crying my eyes out because I love this group and I love this game. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all.
And just to add on there, I try not to be over emotional about this stuff. And I wish I was doing this with Rain here because I feel the same way about Rain. But like, Alex and Rain should be in more shit.
Yes.
Fucking absolute delight to have at the table. Super talented. Anyway, over to you, Smitty.
Smitty, I'm on the Discord. Peace.
And Jacob, how about you?
Mine is hi Cooper. Cooper's here as well. Doing a few things out here. Obviously here on Tuesdays. Wednesdays right now on the That's How We Roll _ Twitch channel. We're playing a little 6-shot run so wonderfully by Hope Lavelle. Episode 5 premieres tomorrow at 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be really, really awesome. More emotional damage for you. This Thursday, right back here on the amphitheater, Arkansas University episode 2, run so wonderfully by Somatic Games. Cannot wait to jump back in the fray over there. And then this particular weekend, I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, but AceCon is happening over on TTRP Gifts, i.e. in the RoboGoblins Twitch channel. I'll actually be running a panel about the intersection between being black and being asexual, and got an incredible panel that's going to be hanging out with me. That's Saturday afternoon, so make sure to follow that channel over there. And then lastly, this coming Sunday, Duel and Dragons, episode 48. 48 episodes? I can't believe it. Pretty fucking incredible over there, and getting ready to drop some more bombs. It's a wonderful party over there. So, love your face, love your butts. Thanks so much for being here.
All right, and for me, I am Philadelphia on Twitter. This little thing is pretty much the only thing I got going on right now. Which to be honest,
Building
with you,
your games too.
I'm kind of
games too.
okay with. Don't hire me. I don't want to work at it.
I don't want it. No.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. But no, love you all. This is a really fun game, and that's pretty much it. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Yes. Oh, Rain is at Virgo_Rain on
True.
TikTok and Instagram.
That's true.
And there's a whole bunch of great cosplay stuff, mostly mermaid driven, and she's absolutely fantastic at it. So go and follow her.
Yeah, she also has a really incredible cosplay for what's her face from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Jack Sparrow.
Definitely Jack Sparrow. Yep, absolutely Jack Sparrow. That you should absolutely also be checking out. So I guess over to me, yeah?
That's right.
Thing. So as per usual, here on the Amphitheater, we'd like to remind you of the following truths before we get out of here. And that's the fact that Black Lives Matter, stop AAPI hate, trans rights are motherfucking human rights. Also, while we're on the subject, fuck TERFs specifically. And I'm gonna say it again, fuck TERFs. Read some comics, because you should, because they're pretty fucking sweet right now. And what am I? Oh yeah, if you don't have a uterus, you don't get to tell people what uterus is, what to do with theirs. None of your goddamn business. Stay in your damn lane. And lastly, but not leastly, choose love when you have the opportunity to. Thank you as always.
Climate change is real.
And climate change. Thank you, Smitty. I got off the rails because of wanting to add fuck TERFs. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So we're gonna go raid Waffles Maple Syrup. They're playing some Delta Green. So probably more emotional damage for you. And have a wonderful cast. Waffles Maple Syrup is the best outcast on a class you should watch too, by the way. So we're gonna go head over there. Geez. Oh, right. We forgot to mention we're off next week, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day. We're
Right.
gonna take the week off. We'll be back
Because
on the
some
21st.
of y'all have like couples that you care about, I guess. Like, maybe I'll stream some sad video games or something.
There you go.
Anyway, see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And we're out of here.